crazy is that when I'm dragging stuff from my computer to my external hard drive, which I've named croutons, all of the raw footage is like 5 gigabytes, but when I compress the video, it's only about 1 gigabyte, and I don't know how that happens. It's crazy. I don't know, man. Technology. Today's been really nice. Happy Sunday, by the way. It's now week 6. I went downtown with Gabby after hanging out here and having pizza with the RA. I got some Forever 21 things and some hair dye. I only got 1 box though, which was dumb because I wasn't thinking. It was kind of like I was staring at everything and then I just picked the box and went straight to the checkout, didn't think about it second, whatever. So I'm just hoping it'll be fine. I mean, I know for a fact that's not enough to do all of my hair, but I don't know, it'll do something, so that's really all that matters. All I know is when we were on the bus, I was like, you know, I really want a tattoo. You know, I really want to get my nose pierced, or I just need something done to my body to make myself feel better about myself. Yeah, that's a sentence. But yeah, so I'm gonna dye my hair and see how that goes. I nearly forgot to share today, so let's just do story time instead of telling you about my day, because really you probably don't care about my boring day. But this one story is interesting. So as I'm walking back from my one class across campus, I'm walking back because apparently walking is faster than busing sometimes. But so I'm walking back and I cross the street, and as I cross the street there's this other dude who's just walking on that side of the road, and as I'm crossing I end up like right in front of him, so I'm like, okay, I'll just keep walking. And I'm walking very fast, mind you, like I have short legs and I'm walking fast for people with normal length legs. But so as I'm walking fast, this dude is keeping my pace right behind me, and I'm like, okay, he didn't have obnoxiously long legs, like there's no way he's casually keeping pace behind me. He's like trying to keep pace with me. So I'm like, okay, so I keep speed walking away, and we get quite a distance, and he eventually like skips his feet and like ends up right next to me and walking both fast. And I thought he was gonna pass me, so like I slow down a little bit, and no, he starts talking. He's like, hey, like you're walking faster than me, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go to bed. And you know, we started up a nice conversation. Like I rarely have like genuine conversations with strangers, and like it was nice, restoring faith in humanity. Like, wow, you can have decent conversations with strange people. Like, not even strange people, just random people. Like, it's okay to talk to random people. And I was like, okay, this is fine. Like, random people aren't scary. It's fine. You can have cool conversations with people. Except I live in Crown, and that's like the area that I live on campus, and Crown is, as you would expect, you know, on a hill. No one ever comes up here because it's way out of the way. And he's walking up to Crown, and I'm like, okay, maybe he lives up here, or just, you know, I don't know, whatever. So we keep talking and walking up the hill, and I don't know how I got on the topic, but I told him at some point that I've like flown a plane before, and like it was cool and everything, and like we were talking about other stuff, and I was like, yeah, like you should try it sometime. And we get up past the dining hall, and he's like, what's your name again? And I was like, Camille. And then he told me his name, and I can't remember his name now. And he's like, but listen, you gotta give me your number, because you gotta tell me more about flying planes and stuff. And listen, I don't really like giving out my number in general, just because, like, you know, I don't talk to a lot of people, and texting stresses me out if it's someone I'm not super comfortable with, so, like, I was not really down for that. So he's like, hey, you should give me your number so you could talk to me more about flying and stuff. And he's pulling out his phone and, like, getting to the phone app, I'm assuming, and I'm, like, thinking of things to say, how to get out of the situation, and I'm like, you should look it up. And I walked away, and I was like, see you later. And he just walked away, and I was like, sorry, I'm such an awkward human being. That was not meant to be rude. I just didn't know how to get out of the situation. But yeah, that's how I ended that awkward situation, and that's gonna haunt me. I don't know, I'd much rather just have a nice conversation and then leave it at that. That's why I like talking with strangers, because you can talk about anything and then never see them again, and that's so cool to me. Like, you share a little bit of your life with them, and they share a little bit of their life with you, and then you move on, and like, that's so cool to me. I love that concept. But he wanted to pursue a friendship, and I really just, friendships stress me out. So like, I was like, look it up, and I walked away, and I feel really bad about it, and I didn't know how else to handle it, and I meant that with every nice intention. It just probably didn't come off that way, because he looked very heartbroken, not heartbroken, but he looked disappointed. But yeah, So that was my day. Hello, it's Tuesday. Today was just a normal day at school. My hair is really ginger now. You can't really tell, but also you can definitely tell that it's not very brown anymore, so that's really exciting. But yeah, so I had class earlier today. It's now, it's like 7:20 right now. I got done with classes at like 3. My Chicano theater class is now no longer a sit-in lecture. It's now actually getting up and acting. And so today was the first day of that, and that was intense because, because it's a theater class, there are quite a few theater people in there, and a lot of theater people are actors. So, like, trying to act with actors when you're not an actor is kind of intimidating, kind of really intimidating. But yeah, so that's how I ended my day of classes. Honestly, nothing really interesting happened today. I'm still reeling from yesterday, really. I know I only told one story about yesterday because it was the end of the night. I was already in bed. I forgot entirely to say anything because the day just it was just a long day. But like, during that long day, I worked from 9 to 4:30. I really only usually work from like 9 to noon, or like 9 to 1 if they need me to stay, But no, 9 to 4:30. And during that time, we were putting up these huge walls to be used for Zoot Suit, and they like turn, like they open like doors do, except they're like 18 feet tall, so like they're big and they're heavy. And so, I don't know, there are clips in it. I took them yesterday. I might put them in today because it would make more sense to see them as I'm talking about them. But yeah, so like that was just really intense getting those walls up in the air. And at one point we took a lunch break because they, like, the adults work from 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, whatever it is. And so during their lunch break, I wasn't expecting to stay all day, so like I'm just sharing chips with some of the crew who work there in carpentry or in the scene shop. But like during that time, one of the dude who runs the scene shop was like counting off his workers who he has that are gonna help him with the walls. And he's like counting off everyone except me, and I'm like, hey dude, like, you asked me to stay, I'm staying. And then he's walking around like counting everyone that he has, and then I'm sitting on the floor, I'm like, and he's like, oh thank God, we have Camille. Camille's like gonna give us all the height that we need on this project, and he just roasted me for how short I am, like, and I mean absolutely roasted me. And I haven't really been roasted before, so being roasted by one of my superiors was extremely stressful and intimidating because I was like, I don't know if I can talk back to you about this because you're an angry person in general, so like, I don't know if you're being serious. But like, it wasn't even just him roasting me for being short, it was him and like and my boss. My boss was being much nicer about it though. The scene shop dude was being mean. And then, a woman who works in the department, and she was also roasting me, and I was just like, wow guys, wow, I hope this means you love me a lot because I'm feeling a lot of pain right now. Oh my god. But yeah, so that happened yesterday. I was roasted for being short. I mean, I heard all the jokes before. I know if you're short you hear all the jokes, and if you're tall you hear all the jokes, but like, dang. It was just a weird situation being roasted by people 3 times my age. Like, wow. Not 3 times my age. How old am I? I'm 20. Ew. Twice my age. Yeah. But yeah, so that happened yesterday too. Today was boring. Sorry. I just woke up from a nap and it's 8:30 and I'm feeling rough. Yeah, wow, okay, today's Wednesday. I had work this morning that honestly was just so weird. It was so weird and stressful because, like, for one, I was way too caffeinated because I never realized how much actual coffee was in the coffee in the scene shop, but it's twice the amount of beans that actually should be. So, like, I asked the scene shop dude, I was like, hey, there's no more coffee, like, can you show me how to make it so like I can make it when it runs out and I want coffee? And he was like, yeah. I actually asked the question, or I think my words were, can I be learned how to do it? And then I got like halfway through that sentence and I was going to restart and ask a normal question, but I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna keep on with my bad wording. And then of course he'd made fun of me for it, and then it's whatever. But yeah, so I learned how to make the coffee, and he's like, you make it strong by just filling up the grinder with the coffee beans. And I was like, okay. And at that point I had already had like 2 big cups of coffee, and like I was like, oh no, there was so much caffeine running through my system, and like it was like jittery, and I was like trying to figure out why I was freaking out so much, but it was because there was just so much caffeine in my system, and I was like, amazing, this is awesome. But so while I was caffeinated like that, I was helping my boss and other people in my crew mount projectors up in the ceiling, not in the ceiling, but up high up in the theater underneath safety. So like we're reaching down through the grid holding up, well I'm not because I am small, so like we had the people with longer arms and stronger arms holding up the projector, and I was just kind of being a good cheerleader in the background. But yeah, so like, oh my god, lifting up they're heavy projectors, they're like as big as my torso, and like just expensive, and like lifting those up from the ground to the projector because they have to be mounted underneath the grid, so like they're holding their arms through the grid to hold them up and to, you know, use the pipes to screw them in, and oh my god, it was crazy, man. But yeah, so those got mounted and it was fine, and everything was fine. And then I went to mock trial, and then I took a nap because I wanted a nap. It felt amazing. So now I have to write up an interview, and that'll be the end of my night. Hello, it's Friday now. I didn't film anything yesterday. I completely forgot. Class all day, and then I came back and took a nap, and then we went to trivia night, and after we got back it was like 11:30, and at that point I just crawled in bed and completely forgot any updates. But yeah, yesterday the Chicana theater class is now acting, so like we did a lot of acting, and it was nice. It was just like a lot of just random screaming and jumping around, and it was just enjoyable to just get that out of your system. You know, sometimes you just need to do crazy stuff like that. Today I got up early to go help work again, preparing things for Zoot Suit because our light hangs this weekend. Well, hello, hi, it's still Friday. I went to the dining hall, and I've also showered, which is why I'm wearing different clothes. Orange is in my pocket, don't mind me. But I finally got my other order, my phone case, and I opened it on the way here because I'm impatient. And this is it, this is the blue yellow ombre, and it's a jelly case, so I can put my school ID in it when I don't want to carry a bag, because I've been having to carry a bag around because my old phone case had a little compartment in it, and now I can have a jelly case that I can just put my ID in. Cool. Camille, what were those last clips that you just showed? They were of the best professor that will ever exist in ever, and it's amazing. I barely realized it was Saturday today. Yeah, so I hung lights in the theater today for Zoot Suit, and we hung everything. No, we hung most everything. Excuse me. But yeah, so I hung on the truss with new buddy, and that was cool. Yeah, so we just hung lights today, and I didn't realize, I completely forgot that I was gonna like have a big dinner, probably big, I don't know, having a nice dinner tonight, and I forgot about that. So when I was invited to go get burritos for lunch, I was like, hell yeah, I love burritos. So I got a big burrito and chips and like a really exciting soda. Now I can't remember. I don't know, it was a really sugary Fanta, and it was amazing. So now I'm gonna also have a big dinner, and I'm like, you know what, I love food, it's fine. Yeah, so hung lights today, and then board game night tonight. We're gonna play another case of Sherlock, and that'll be fun, and that'll be my Saturday. Yeah, so I think that's the end of my week. I mean, I'm sure this is the end of the week. It's Saturday, it's, you know, Sunday through Saturday. Yeah, okay, yeah, week 6, it's done. Cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.